If I could live anywhere else besides New York City, which is a hard one because I can't imagine myself really living anywhere else outside of New York City, but I would probably have to say some really small, little remote beach town somewhere where I just do nothing except read books and be lazy on a beach all day. So somewhere really quiet, which is quite funny because New York is such a noisy city, and I love that about it. But I guess if I could really fantasize about living somewhere else, it would probably just be on the beach somewhere with nothing. It's quite difficult for me to just choose one artist that I love because there's so many and I find so much inspiration through so many different types of artists. But I found a new love and respect for Picasso, and I wasn't always necessarily the biggest Picasso fan. But it wasn't until I was in Brazil about 2 years ago and I saw one of his retrospectives, and I saw all of his really early works when he was like 16 and 17, and it really made me have a newfound appreciation for him because I think you look at his work and clearly he's a genius, and his ability to abstract things and make things look so new, and his sense of color and use of color. But to see what he did in a very classical way from the very beginning made me understand what he did later on in his career so much more, and I think that really relates to even what I do in design. I mean, you kind of have to understand the foundation and the technical aspects of things and really understand those things before you can abstract them, so to speak, or push them into another direction. And I think that really stood out to me seeing all of his early work because it made me have such a stronger appreciation of what he did in his later years. But you know, for me, there's so many different types of artists that I'm inspired by, and quite recently I saw the Shikimoto exhibition in Chelsea, and there's such a purity, innocence in a way of just how simple the things were, and it was incredibly inspiring for me. I think the person I would most want to collaborate with, dead or alive, is Beethoven, actually, which is quite funny because I don't know if people know this, but I'm a classically trained violinist since the age of 6, so it'd be really quite funny to do something like that. I think one of my guilty pleasures is really bad reality TV. Yeah, embarrassed to say, but true. What shows in particular? I mean, I think it's quite a lot of them, but I like the ones where they're always faced with these, you know, challenges, so to speak, where they have to make something, or like Top Chef is a guilty pleasure. And I never watched Project Runway until like 2 seasons ago, and I think being a designer, you have this really weird thing about watching a show like that, but it's actually, it's really entertaining. And yeah, any of those kind of weird challenge shows are always fun. If I could do anything else besides being a fashion designer, I don't know, sleeping. I don't know, professional sleeper maybe. I just, no, honestly, I truly love what I do, and I feel so fortunate and honored to be doing what I love to do. And I haven't really imagined myself doing anything other than what I do. So in terms of a career, maybe nothing, but in terms of just my life, I'd like to sleep more. I have a dog named Lola who is a red-nosed pit bull who's 9 years old and acts like she's 9 months old. And I have a fish named Fish who is 9 years old as well, who's lived through many cycles of other fish, but seems to just be the only one that can survive. And yeah, they're my immediate family and the loves of my lives. So yeah, that's it. I'm Richard Chai, and thanks to the people at Supreme. Much love.